Hello, assalamu alaikum, ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban. Welcome back. You know who it is. BOSSI NIQABI back at it again with another video. Alright, if you haven't seen my other videos, definitely go back and check it out. Back and better, as well as how to get a job, how I landed my first job as a niqabi. Alright, big shout out to all my subscribers. Thank you for joining me today. And if you're new here, well, welcome. Definitely subscribe and click the bell for the notifications down below. Before we begin into this video, just want to say a big shout out to the US. Congratulations on your new president.
Bossman Biden?
I really hope that things get better because it's looking mighty scary. Alrighty, so as you can tell by the title, today we are going to be talking about, the attitude you have to have when you are working this new job. So, when you go, first of all, applying for the job, when you apply for the job, make sure that your resume is mint, your cover letter is mint. There are a lot of workshops out there that will definitely help you. Go for the interview. Obviously, you're applying for jobs that you know you can actually have. Go in there for the job and literally act and emulate that this job is for you and you're the best suited for the job, period. And if they do not hire you, then they're basically doing a disservice to themselves, okay? They're doing a disservice to themselves and towards the company. Because when you're there, obviously you're there to drive the business forward. Yes, obviously we want to get paid, we need our money, we need to secure the bag. However, you have to let them know that this is for you. One of the good things about post-quarantine, now they're offering more jobs that you can do working from home. Take advantage of that immediately. Now, once you have the job, I, for example, work in the public sector. I'm in front of people every day, Monday to Friday, okay? When you're working, there's a type of attitude that you have to adopt while working, and it's very simple. Humble yourself. Don't go there with your nose in the air. Go there with the knowledge that you have, but also be there with an open mind and open spirit to wanting to learn more. As much as you may know something, always be open to hear what other people have to say, because the more knowledge you gain, the more efficient you can actually work. Where I worked first was a calling center, okay? Customer service is nothing new to me. I have worked prior to that in other call centers and a customer service base. Yes, prior to me being Muslim. So it was kind of like just jumping right back into it. And while you're there, you actually have to perform well. You're most likely going to be the only one there as a niqabi. You have to show them that they did not make a mistake by hiring you. And they're going to keep their eye on you. You're going to feel maybe a little bit profiled. That's what comes with sticking out like a sore thumb. Okay? The light is on you and they want to see, oh, can this person perform? Now, when I was younger, my dad had sat me down and I was like 6 years old. I was very young. And he was always telling me stories about when he grew up, because one thing about my father is that he's very resilient. He's been able to really build himself back up from nothing. And I like to think that I take from him on that really hard. And so he turns to me and tells me, it's going to be hard for you in life. This is what he tells me at a very young age. SubhanAllah. It's going to be hard for you in life. And it's not because, life is unfair. No, life is unfair. But it's going to be hard for you because you are a woman. And you are black. And life is going to be very difficult for you. So you have to work twice as harder than anyone else that you will ever come across. Doesn't matter who it is. I know it's shocking. I know a lot of you are like, oh, how could someone have this conversation with their daughter at such a young age? You know what? I'm the type of person I'd rather be prepared. And I know a lot of people aren't prepared. And I've met people that, they're kind of bitter and a bit salty at the fact that no one had prepared them, for what is to come as people of color. So if you're wearing a face veil, you will be labeled a person of color, period. You are othered, you are different. So you have to work twice as harder than everyone there. And when I mean work twice as hard, I'm not saying throw people under the bus. I'm not saying, you know, to sabotage other people. No, because that's not good. It's not being a good person. You know, you have to one up them and always be the better person. So I took all of that from what my father told me at a very young age, and I applied it to everything and anything growing up, doing any type of projects I took on, anything that I threw myself towards. And I think that's what contributed, obviously, with the help of Allah. I think that's what helped me be who I am today, and why I am always trying to better myself and always be the best version of myself, because of those words that I grew up with. So when we're talking about attitudes, you have to go in there knowing that everybody wants you to fail. Nobody wants you there, and you have to prove to them why they need to keep you. So when they do fire you, well, they're going to feel it. So I hope you took from that. Second thing, when you are actually really good at what you do, you may come across people that are threatened by your success, by your early success even. And they may want to cause problems for you, but you just have to keep going. You cannot let it get you down. You have to show up to work on time. You can't afford to be late, because they're looking, the attitude you have to put in your mind is they're looking to fire you. They're looking to write you up. So you have to be punctual. You have to take initiative. You have to be on the ball. You have to, you know, if you're working in sales, you have to make the most sales. You always have to be pushing towards showing people that I'm meant to be here. And I know it sucks and it shouldn't have to be that way, but it actually should, because it's a job and no one owes you anything. You actually are not entitled to working at that job. You're not. So you have to show them why you should continue working there. And you have to keep hustling and bustling till then. You're gonna come like in conflict with people. Do not engage in conflict at work. Do not engage in drama at work, because these are little traps that can get you in trouble and that can get you fired. And like, oh, as much as like, well, if it's not meant for me, then, you know, it is what it is. Okay, but like, tie your camel. You know, like, you asked for the job, don't go out of your way to ruin it. I guess what I'm trying to say is, as a niqabi, because you do stick out more, people are going to be watching you. Some people out there are not going to expect you to do well, and you will probably be the only one that they'll ever hire on again. Who knows? Who knows? So when you're the first in that job and in that sector, you have to understand that you are paving the way for other sisters to come. You're the first one there, so you need to let them know that we, those who cover, we're capable. We are able. You know, a lot of people kind of look down on people that cover. So, and that includes Muslim people. Muslim people that don't wear the niqab look down on people that wear the niqab too. And I know this firsthand. Not going to give examples because it's not important, Allah knows. But you will most likely be the first. And if you do not do a good job, you will be the last. And it'll be very difficult for someone else to get that position. Because unfortunately, whether you like to admit it or not, there is a lot of discrimination in the workplace. They've just found loopholes to get around it. And I am forever blessed that where I work now, alhamdulillah, I work with all women, and it is such a great experience. It's enjoyable going to work. And people I work with are very respectful and they're very respectable, and I feel blessed working with them. We are a very dynamic team where we are. Right, I'm going to say thirdly, all right, now that you wear the face veil, you wear the niqab, you actually have to get along with your co-workers. It doesn't mean you have to talk to them, especially if you're working in a mixed environment, which my first job was very much a mixed environment. You're at work, you get paid to get along with people, and you have to think that and keep that in mind. Getting along with people doesn't mean that you have to sit with them at lunchtime. It doesn't mean you have to exchange phone numbers and start talking to each other. No, it doesn't mean that. It means when you're there, you are friendly and you are professional. Period. In my first workplace, a lot of people like respected me because I stuck to my own cubicle. I stayed there. I usually just spoke with women. You know, some of the guys would say hi and we leave it at that, but they understood. I don't shake hands with men. They understood that most likely will not be sitting with them at lunchtime. And it's not because I'm trying to be rude. It's not because I'm trying to be mean. It's just I don't do that. There's nothing against them. A lot of the times people feel like, oh, it's against me. You don't like me. It has nothing to do with that. It's, you gotta let them know, like, hey, it's just, you know, this is how I practice my religion. You know, if those girls over there feel that they want to sit with you, that's fine. You have to respect yourself, essentially, in order to be respected. If people know, hey, break time's here, you want to go for a coffee? If that's the time where you need to pray, decline. Be like, hey, I have to go pray. And dip on them. It's that simple. When people start to see this is how you are, you know, you're a little bit more reserved as a person, but you're not rude or mean about it, then, you know, they will still want to include you in things out of respect, even though they know you're not going to go. Which is so, you have to respect yourself when you're in the workplace. If you don't shake hands with men, you don't shake hands with men. And the great majority of people will respect that. That and they don't want HR, you know, getting involved. Not only have people respect you, but carry yourself respectfully. And what I mean by that is, what the heck was that? What I mean by that is, when they look at you in some places, they do think that you're from abroad. So speak in the most perfect of English as possible when you're there, to show them that you are highly educated and that they cannot manipulate you. Don't let people try to violate your rights. A lot of people will respect you for that as well. So, I hope that you learned something from this video. I just want to make sure that when you go to the job, you go there with confidence. You go there and you feel assertive. I want you to be there and know that it's your time to speak, you know? Like, it's your time to be open-minded. It's your time to show the world what you're really capable of. And you need to shock them. You need to rock their worlds, literally. You need to go in there and just, I don't want to say destroy everything because it sounds so bad, but literally show up at the workplace and leave an impact. That's all I want for you. I want you to show up, leave a positive change, a major impact that they will remember you. And when you leave the workplace, they will feel it. And they will miss you. And always know that as much as the world is working against you, Allah is not working against you. Okay? Allah is with you and Allah is on your side. So always make dua to Allah, always make your istighfar, always say alhamdulillah, say your prayers, you know. Take a moment out of the day just to give thanks for where you are in the day. And make dua that there are other people out there in the world that will have that equal opportunity. And Allah will bless them. So, I'm going to leave you with that for today. And I want you to always remember that you are blessed and you are highly favored and great things are going to happen for you. So, if you're having a bad day, ask yourself a question. Are you going to cry about it or are you going to boss up? All right. Stay grateful. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.